Good morning. All right, let me get my little spiel out the way. Help out your favorite YouTubers by watching their videos from beginning to end without skipping and watching as much of the ads as possible. And see if they have a Patreon or a join button on their channel where you can financially partner with them to create better content, grow their channel, and do what it do. All right, that's over with. Hello to everyone joining me live. So far, no one. It's too early. I get it. I've been up since 4 a.m. this morning because I went to bed way too early, and that's what happens. So I've been just laying around, doing a little bit of work. I got more videos to film, and we'll see who jumps on here. And if not, you guys will just watch it on the replay later. Good morning to those popping on this early morning. On the West Coast, I know it's really early. It's 6 in the morning, 9 a.m. on the East Coast. Don't know about the other time zones because I don't follow those as much because I don't really live in those time zones as much as I do East Coast and West Coast. But yeah, I got my tea in my beautiful crystal mug that was handmade for me. Tea. And this is a random chat, so we can be an impromptu Q&A. It can be whatever. It's going to be whatever you want it to be. I'm not going to eat anything. I don't normally eat this early in the morning. I'm just going to drink my tea. It's steeping right now. I'm going to wait for about 10 minutes of steeping, and then I will put my agave in it and sip on that. But yeah, completely random. Don't forget to put all of your questions in caps with an emoji in front of them. That way it kind of draws my attention. I'm going to see if I turn this light out. Is it too dark? Oh, yeah, it's too dark. All right, we'll leave the light on. We'll leave it on. I was hoping that the sunlight would be enough, but you never can tell. I do like a dark van. I have been told that I like to live in a cave, and it is true. I do keep my space quite dark, but I did that in sticks and bricks as well, so nothing's changed about me. I like it dark. I don't need a bunch of light. I know where everything is. I need the minimum amount of light, and I prefer sunlight. And even though it seems dark on video, it's enough light for me to see what I need to see. Oh well. Hello, Tammy. Hi to everyone jumping on this morning. Can some of you go ahead and hit that thumbs up because this video is a monetized video, unlike Freaky Fridays. They are not monetized. So all those thumbs up, all those channel engagement, all those little things do matter. Jump out real quick, hit the thumbs up button. If you have to exit out on the little X in the corner, please do so and come right back. I'm not going anywhere anytime soon. I will be here as long as you guys want to chat, at least an hour, if not, maybe a smidge more. Just depends on how many questions we have and if I run out of stuff to talk about. So it is what it is. So good morning to everyone jumping on this morning to catch me live. What is everybody doing this morning? Anybody else been up for a while? Because again, I'll state I've been up since 4 a.m. But I have work to do, so I'm gonna do that. I filmed one video already about some things that I got off my wish list, so you'll see that video possibly not tomorrow. Probably maybe Tuesday-ish. I'm not sure yet. I haven't decided where in the lineup it's gonna go. The shooting range, the gun shooting range video is coming. If not tomorrow, Sunday, then Monday, I believe it's when it's coming up. So it's coming soon. That was an interesting one. Oh, Angel's at work. I'm sorry. Sorry that you have to work on a Saturday. I know that sucks. Yeah, we got a lot of new names on the live. There's some names I'm not recognizing from previous lives, or maybe you just haven't been vocal on the lives. You've just been some of those people that lurk. Yay, Gwendolyn. So it's good to see some new names. I'm happy to see new names. So if this is your first time catching me live, thank you for joining me and welcome to the Vanner Fanner family if you are new subscribers. I have been checking my analytics and it seems like More than half of the people that watch my channel are not subscribed. How could y'all do that to me? How could you? You're hurting my heart. You know I'm trying to get 50K by May. May is around the corner. Someone's texting me. You know I can't answer texts on live, guys. Anyway, if you have not yet subscribed, don't wait any longer. Please subscribe to the channel. It costs you nothing to subscribe. Even if you don't want to get the notifications, just turn the little bell off. If you do want to get notifications, make sure that little gray parenthesis is around the bell and you'll get every single notification that pops up for my channel, hopefully, because sometimes YouTube, you know, they be treating me like the redheaded stepchild and my notifications don't be coming through. Hold on for a sec. I've got to get back here. The lips are a little dry this morning. Oh, it's down in the bag somewhere. I know. I don't know about you guys, but I love the Carmex. I went looking for the Blistex, the little tin of Blistex. It comes in that little tin, the medicated Blistex, and I had the hardest time finding it, so I had to get the Carmex. I prefer them more so than I do the sticks. Oh no, where is it? Did I not put it back in my bag? Oh, that's horrible. I don't know where it is then. Jeez Louise, I done lost my Carmex, and of course I only had one. Ugh. Alright, I guess I will have to use the tube. Well, that sucks. Alright, hold on for a sec. Alright, you guys are gonna get a weird shot right now. Bear with me, it's live, people. This is how we do it. This is how we do it. Hold on. Okay. Alright, those watching the replay right now are just... okay. Usually I have the little... I don't know where it is. I've lost it. Ugh. Alright, I have to buy another one. Something told me to get the 3-pack on Amazon, but I did not do it. Alright, there we go. Feel better now. Susan says, yep, I'm a shy lurker. All right. Lots of people fessing up to being lurkers. It's okay. I appreciate it. Angel says, I don't comment much, but I watch you all the time. Also, subscriber. Thank you for being subscribers. I appreciate that. Glory, good morning. My eyes are watering, nose dripping, and ache in my head. I have milk, coffee, macaroni, and bread. I'm staying home today in pajamas. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, that milk and macaroni, especially if you plan on putting cheese on it, is not going to help your situation. Dairy products increase mucus in the body. Mucus in the body is a breeding ground for diseases, viruses, and everything else. So you might want to eliminate the dairy while you're not feeling so good. Just saying. Hey, Jazz. Haven't seen you in a little bit. Walter has subscribed. Thank you very much. Hey, Maggie. Maggie is a very good, dear friend who's holding it down in Arizona. Saving me a permanent spot until I come next in September, this September. I'm going to take my supplements while I'm sitting here talking to you guys. If you're interested in knowing what I'm taking, I do have a video on the supplements that I take. So check that out. So I'm going to take all of these supplements. It's a handful. So I've got a multivitamin with some minerals. I've got turmeric. I've got an allergy pill. And I have some vitamin D. I need to get a B12 complex next. So I think I need a little more B12 in my diet. We'll see. I take it with applesauce because swallowing pills is difficult for me. And there one fell out of my mouth. Boom, all done. Okay. All right. Clarity in the Wind says, or that bread. Oh, like the white, is it white bread? I missed the kind of bread they had. Yeah, just, definitely eliminate that dairy from your diet. Hi, Jamie. Good morning, old subscriber. First time catching you live. Really? I'm glad you were able to catch me live. Angel says, love the setup in your van. Crystal bed across the back. Looks great. I'm enjoying having the bed across the back. I will be happier once I can get the base of the bed built a little bit better. the way I actually want it. But yeah, I'm enjoying it. There are some tweaks here and there I hope to accomplish, if not before I get back to Arizona, then when I am in Arizona in the fall. But it does for now. It's a small bed. I've always had a small bed. My bed has always been no more than 24 inches wide. I think at one point I did have a bed that was 72 inches long. This bed is 67 inches long because that's really what fits in the window. And it just also is what, when I had it long ways here on the behind the whatchamacallit, behind the sink area. When I had it there, it also fit exactly from where the sink ends all the way to the back door. It fit just exactly in that spot. Like it was tight, like fitting to the door. So I kind of thought about switching it back that way again, but I kind of like having it in the back the way it is. I mean, I could still have the curtain divider if I put it that way, back that way, but I don't know, I kind of like having it across the back. It doesn't allow me for the aisle like it does when it's on the side. I do miss having the aisle as an emergency route. I can get out the back door if I absolutely had to. It's just going to take a little more finagling, a couple extra seconds than it would if I had a straight aisle back to the back. But, it's all good. It's all good. All good, all good, all good. Who knows? I always change my mind. You guys know this. I rearrange my vehicle all the time. So it very well might go back to being on the side again. You never know. Walter says, I'm getting ready to prepare to become a traveler, van, or other mode. Watching you is a valuable resource. I appreciate that. Thank you. Hello, Francis. Jazz says Las Vegas is a ghost city. Yeah, I'm sure. Good morning, Journey. So, does anyone have any random questions you want to ask while you have me here live? Wow, Susan got 12 inches of snow in Maine. Whoa, I'm so glad I'm not there. It definitely, the temperature has dropped. We had some really warm days and I thought spring was finally here, and nope. It decided, no, we're going to give you a little bit more cold. So I had to put the heat. Actually, the heater is still on. The cooktop heater is still on. I thought I was going to be done with the big propane tanks, but I guess I'm going to be refilling mine today or tomorrow, because I know that the one is getting low and the one is empty. So I do have a couple of the green ones just in case I run out in the middle of the night, but I prefer not to use those. I like those for my cooking only. I can stand up in my van. I'm only 5'4". Anybody taller than that's going to have an issue. But I also took the wood trim out of the middle of my van. You can watch the whole playlist of the beginnings of how I set this van up in the beginning. And now things have been changed a little bit since that video, but you'll get the gist of it, the bones of it. I took the wood paneling with the lights and the stuff up here down. It was in great shape, excellent shape. The interior of this van was in excellent shape. However, I have to live in it, so I have to be happy with it. So I took the small little wood cabinets that were on the sides down, because there's really nothing you could put in, and they're like 2 inches deep. Nothing. So I took those down and covered it with fabric, because the whole interior is blue. I despise blue. I don't like blue at all. I thought it was gray. It was not. It is blue. So I covered all the interior so I can't see it. And the ceiling is covered as well. Here, I'll give you a little, if you can see that. You see my ceiling? There we go. So I took all the wood down there from the middle and covered the ceiling with fabric. It is a black fabric with like white, almost like somebody took a paintbrush and flicked white on it. So it kind of looks like stars. It also attributes to keeping the van very dark, which I like. I have to sleep in darkness. So I'd rather have the van very dark, and if I need light, just add lights. I have these USB lights. I have other little lights that I can plug in, but I'd rather have it dark, dark, dark at night so I can sleep peacefully. I don't sleep very much as it is, so what little sleep I do get, I need it to be good sleep. And the best way for me to get good sleep is total darkness. So let's see. Susan is headed out in the A-frame pop-up. Nice. I am not traveling right now, so I'm not seeing any challenges of travel. No one should be traveling if they can avoid it. I know some people have to travel, and that's a big, small, well, that's actually a small percentage of people. Most people don't have to travel, they're choosing to. We really need to not be traveling right now. Come on, people. Think about it. Um, how will I be? I don't celebrate holidays, so I won't be celebrating. I don't do holidays. I do my birthday and sometimes Mother's Day, depending on that person that I birthed. But mostly my birthday is the only holiday I celebrate. I don't celebrate religious, secular holiday. I don't. We're not going to get into that. This is not the place for that. We don't talk about religion, politics, or my family, so we're not doing that. um. Uh. 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 Demi, I'm really considering van life. Have to get a van. Best van options. No one can tell you the best options for a van, honestly, because everyone's needs and wants are different. I mean, people can tell you about engines. They can tell you the best engines in a specific kind of van, and that makes sense. But when it comes to the actual body and where you're going to be living, no one can tell you what the best van option is, because I enjoyed living in a minivan. Most people say they can't stand it. It would be way too small. I honestly was going to go back to a minivan before getting this van, and I often think about, should I sell this van and go back to a minivan? I often think about that just because gas mileage. I liked having a smaller space because it made me have less stuff. And right now I feel like I have so much space, and I'm accumulating stuff that I really probably don't need. I do love my space, but I do see where I need to start rethinking some things that are in here. But and that's a constant battle for me, is do I have too much? Do I have not enough? There are things in here I'm not using, so I've got a box started um under the back porch area that is going to go to, donation. So I'm just kind of adding things to it as I go through everyday life in the van here while I'm stationary. It's easy to accumulate stuff. Some people more than others are easily can accumulate stuff. I tend to every month or two go through and just reassess what I'm holding, what I have, what I've pulled out, what I've used, what I haven't used. Do I need it? Can I sell it? Can I get rid of it? That kind of thing. So yeah, that's just me. I'm not 100% stuck inside. I mean, we are in a private backyard, so I can go outside of my van. We do have a fire pit that I can go to. You've seen me work out outside, exercise. So I'm not necessarily stuck in the van if I don't have and want to be. Only if it rains. That's the only time I absolutely have to stay inside, obviously. But if it's not raining, I'm free to sit outside my van and take a walk. We have a nice park nearby. I can do that if I so choose. So I don't feel necessarily stuck. It's a little bit boring because you can't do as much stuff as you would do, like I can't go to a movie, you can't go out to eat, blah 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 blah, but that kind of stuff. Already answered about traveling. I haven't worked a job here in North Carolina because I haven't been able to find one, and then this happened, and now obviously things are closed, so there is no job. So no, I am not working a job here. I shouldn't say that. YouTube is a job. I think people fail to realize how much work it is to produce a video. I should stop saying that I'm not working. I do work. YouTube is a job. You know, contrary to what a lot of viewers believe, making a video and editing a video, coming up with content that's not too terribly boring, that's a job. And so I need people to realize that. I feel like there's a small percentage in my niche of this van dwelling community that get asked that question, whereas there are other people who don't get asked that question, and I don't know why that is. Why don't other people get asked that question? Are you working a job? Are you working a job? But there's a small percentage of us that always get asked that question, and I don't know if it's because we're younger, and you feel like YouTube's not a job, so therefore we should have an other job. Maybe the older people who are retired, you feel like, oh, well, they're retired, so that doesn't count. It's still a job. YouTube is still a job. Just saying. Looks like I got some super chats. I'll get to those. The refrigerator is set up, and I believe that video has already aired, so you might want to go check back. You must have missed it. Maggie says, what kind of adhesive did you use to put the fabric on your roof? So I didn't put any adhesive. This is staple gunned because because I took the wood down in the center. However, there was still some not necessarily wood, but like particle board on the sides. And so I staple gunned it to the particle board, pulled it as tight as possible and staple gunned it to the particle board. So that's what's up there. What is my ideal van if I had a choice? I would not choose a van. I would actually choose a small schoolie or a small shuttle bus because I want something with a little more body width in it to give me more room in my living area, a little more aisle space. I'm all about having the middle be as empty as possible. I'm all about that aisleway, that walkway. I just wish I had more width so that I could accomplish that. So I'm hoping this van lasts. Knock on whatever wood. I don't have any wood. There's wood right here. Knock on wood. This van lasts the next 3 to 5 years without me putting too much more money in it. I put almost as much money in this van repairing it as I did buying it. Oh boy. So that was a shocker for me. Didn't know I was gonna have to do that, but it's all good. Hopefully I've taken care of everything major that needs to be taken care of, and now it's just maintenance for the next 3 to 5 years. Hopefully that's the case. But yeah, I'm hoping 3 to 5 years I'll be able to move into a shuttle bus or a schoolie, small schoolie, and be done. And that's the last vehicle I'll be in, hopefully. Calorine says I guess you're talking about traveling. You have to travel because you have no place to camp down or bunker down in. Go to Arizona, go to California. There's BLM land, wild BLM land out there for camping on. They're not closing it, so. Audrey, hi. Just finished doing the workout you posted. Thank you so much for posting that video. I've been in lockdown for 4 weeks sitting on my sofa. Thank you for getting me moving. I love the all blank videos. They have some very short ones. They have a like 5-minute core one that I'm gonna try and do, but yeah, definitely I love their videos. I don't know how I stumbled upon them. They just happened to pop up on my YouTube feed one day, and I watched a couple of videos. I was like, you know what, these are really easy workouts. I can do this and help maintain a little bit of my health and fitness. Andre wants to know, will you transition into tiny house living? No. Amy is hitting 10-month anniversary this month. Yay! Says that my videos were instrumental in helping. Oh, thank you for giving me that credit, but you had to get out there and do it. So I appreciate that, though. Glad I could be a little bit of an inspiration for you to find your feet and get out there. Congrats. Thank you so much, Felicia, for the $5 super chat. Thank you so much. It says, I want to get a van. My main concern would be safety as a solo Black woman in dealing with the elements. I hate extreme heat or cold. If you Google, I'm assuming you're going to be traveling once you do start. If you Google 70-degree weather year round, Google will give you a actual travel schedule to follow so that you're always in 70-degree temperature year round. Now, you're going to be traveling every 3 days or 4 days, I believe it is. So you're going to be traveling quite a bit. You can definitely stay in 70 degrees. You can stay out of extreme heat or cold if you so choose. Don't know where you're going to end up at any time of the year. You may end up in places you may not want to be. I don't know. I've never done it. I keep saying in another year or two, I'm going to try and do that loop and see what it's like. But I don't plan on coming back east for several years after I leave. I'm done with the East Coast. I've said this many times. Once I leave here, I've got at least a good 2-3 years. I'm not coming back. Yeah. Michelle, I'm not sure if I'm saying it right. It says, you sharing your journey has really kept me going during this time of self-isolation. I watch you every day. Thank you so much. Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you for watching. Thank you so much for people watching the old videos because I can see your comments on the older videos. And some of you are just, thanks for the video on each one. And that's perfectly fine to do. But I appreciate you guys going back and binge watching. Thank you, fellow Orange. Wait, from Japan? Wow, nice. Thank you so much for the super chat. That's pretty awesome. Cool beans. Amy says, hell yeah, YouTube is a job. You put in crazy work. Yeah, it really, especially Veda. Veda is tiring because you guys, I have to put a video in every day. So that means some days I shoot 2 videos a day just to make sure one of them is going to be good enough to put up and maybe one for the next day. And so I try and keep a stockpile of videos just in case one doesn't turn out like I was hoping it would. I would always have another one for backup. It's hard because I'm producing it real quick. So it's like you're shooting it to that day, you're editing to that day, you're doing all the thumbnail, you're doing the cards. If you're going to put cards up, you're going to do the end screens, all that, put it up on YouTube, get it ready, schedule it for whatever day it's going to be scheduled for and all that. So it's a lot. Michael says, I only asked because I knew you were at Planet Fitness. Yeah, so I was at Planet Fitness in Virginia, but I had quit that before coming here. So yeah. Gwendolyn says, how do you do the $5? So if you look where you're typing, there should be a dollar sign. If you click it, it'll pop up a whole thing where you can decide how much money you want to put. But I will again say, not that I'm greedy, but I will say for those people that are not familiar with how YouTube and Super Chat and monetary stuff works, YouTube does take a percentage of that. So if you want to just directly send me the $5, my PayPal and Cash App are down below. I did get a Cash App because so many people were asking me why I don't have a Cash App because they don't have a PayPal. So I now have a Cash App. But it goes directly to me if you use the PayPal or the PayPal's link, send to a friend feature or whatever, and the Cash App. YouTube does take a percentage of the super chat money, and I don't see any of it until the 23rd of the month when they pay me. They pay monthly, they don't pay every 2 weeks. So whatever you've done today or in earlier this month, I won't see till the 23rd of April when they send me my paycheck. But yeah. Hi, Cynthia. I'm glad you're on. You're not late. We're going to be on for a little longer. You're good. Thanks for joining us. Journey has a Class 8 RV. Oh, yeah, those are huge. But I, too, also thought about getting a shuttle bus for full timing in. There are so many living options for shuttle buses, and I've seen some beautiful bus setups. Yeah, and Class 8 is more difficult to maneuver. It's you can't go as many places. It does not fit, obviously, in a regular parking spot. So if you're going to be more agile, more out, I feel like Class A is almost are reserved for RV parks. Like you go, you park it, you leave it, and then you have your tow vehicle and you go into town and do stuff. Whereas someone who's in a van or a small schoolie or a shuttle bus that still fits in a regular parking spot, we can do everything we need to do, bringing our home with us. We can go out to more BLM land areas because they're more maneuverable. You can't take a Class A to all of the BLM land. Sometimes it's harder to get them out. It's harder to park them, harder to level them. And BLM land, desert land is not level at all. So it's going to be difficult to find a level spot right off the bat. It's another reason why I don't even though a Class B, like the, what do you call them, road treks, I don't even want one of those because I don't want all the systems. I don't want all I don't need a furnace. I don't need a real working sink with the pipes and the tanks, and I don't need any of that. And so even if I were to find a Class B, I'd be the person to gut it and everyone would be like, why did you do that to the Class B? Because I don't want all those systems. So it's best that I not even get one. I wouldn't, and I don't necessarily like the floor plans of them. I think having a full bathroom and shower is overrated for me. I know some people absolutely must have it. I get that. So that's why I say no one can tell you what the perfect vehicle is, because your wants and needs and desires and what you need to function out full time is very different. I'm fine with taking wash ups. I know how to wash my entire body as if I had a shower standing right here in my floor with my half gallon of water at my sink. I can, and you will never smell me. So, and I'm a very clean person. So yeah, I just, it is what it is. Let's see. Oh, thank you, Maggie. Hey, Aunt Catherine. Buckeye is 20 minutes from Phoenix. Oh, you guys are talking about Buckeye. I can't wait to get back with you, Aunt Catherine. I have some clothes I need you to make. So you know my favorite jumpsuit. I don't know if you remember it, but I need that jumpsuit made in like several different pieces of fabric. I need to just buy a bunch of fabric. It give you this jumpsuit. You can take it apart, use it as a pattern, put it back together, and make more jumpsuits. I live in that thing. Like especially now the weather's getting warm. I miss you. I need your sewing skills. I know I can't do it. Um, the vegan athlete. Hi, how are you? Arizona would be the best choice to camp. Yes. I know I have a lot of people in Arizona. Maggie is currently in Arizona, I believe, and from what we talked about last, Maggie, correct me if I'm wrong, they are not shutting down the BLM land. So the parks are shut down, state and national parks are shut down. So that means that anyone who normally would be camping and living in those are now coming to BLM land. RV parks are shut down to new registrants. If you already have a reservation at an RV park, most of them are honoring those. The private ones are not accepting anyone. So those people who normally would go to those are now on BLM land. So BLM land is quite full, but there's so much of it. You just got to go further out. Of course, the BLM land that's closer to town is going to be fuller. So you may want to go another 20 or 30 miles out and just make sure you stock up before you go out there and, head on out to BLM land. It's plenty of it there. And I don't see them kicking people out because if they start kicking people off of BLM land, guess where we're going, guys? We're coming to your towns and your cities in our vans and our schoolies, and you don't want that. So please don't shut down BLM land because all hell's gonna break loose when everyone who lives in a vehicle shows up into these towns and cities. You ain't gonna like it, but it will happen because we got to go somewhere. I'm just saying. Tammy said, did I just say cool beans? Most likely I did. I do say it from time to time. um, I'm just checking. There's a lot of side conversations going on. Maggie says, do they make you pay taxes on PayPal? It's asking about payer protection. So the payer protection that they're asking you about on PayPal is if you're like a lot of people who sell things use PayPal as a form of payment, and so they're asking that information, like make sure you're buying a product from someone who you know. That's what it's asking. So make sure you're doing the send to friend or you're using my direct link because otherwise it will take a fee. I'm not selling you anything. Courtney is not familiar with BLM. So it's Bureau of Land Management land. So just type in BLM land Arizona and it'll show you all the BLM land. BLM land California. It'll show you a map of it all. If you just go to YouTube and put in BLM land Arizona, there will be videos of other van dwellers who are sharing where they're finding BLM land. The most popular places that I prefer, Lake Havasu City, Parker, Quartzsite, and Ehrenberg. Those are probably the most popular 4 places. I know Ehrenberg is probably full. It has I guess I would call it an upper and a lower. The lower is smaller and it's closer to the Colorado River. You can park directly at the river edge. And the upper part is probably way more land. There is a Flying J right there. I believe it is a Flying J. But there's a Flying J near it, and so you can get gas, propane refill, and emergency provisions if you need to. But what is it? Blythe, California is literally 2 exits away. You do have to cross the border and into California, so I don't know how that's working for people. Going from that part, from Ehrenberg into Blythe, I don't know. Maggie can probably attest to that, or whoever else is in that area. I don't know how that's working. Are they letting people into California to do their shopping and then back out? I don't know how that's working. I'm not there, so I can't really speak to anything that's happening over there right now. Yay, Auntie Catherine. Maggie, are they enforcing the 14 days? I'm assuming that most places are not because where are people going to go? Just if you would real quick drop that in the chat. Are they enforcing the hey, Uncle Homer's on too. Hi, Uncle Homer. just, you guys let me know. Yeah. Yes, Lake Havasu is home for me. That's where my license is. That's where my mailbox is. It is definitely my Thank you, Clarity, for that. Yes, put your questions in caps with an emoji. I don't want to miss it. So if I don't get to it, or you think I missed it, because there are some side conversations happening. So I'm just perusing. I'm behind in questions. So I'm just kind of going through. I do not have a max air fan. I do not have any fan in the roof. I do not want to put holes in my ceiling at all. So yeah, I do not have any holes in my ceiling. I do have slider windows on my big windows on the bottom, so I can slide this window and that window and the window across the way. So I have 3 big windows. All of my windows open. I know some people have conversion vans. I know someone particularly who has a year older than mine, and none of their side windows open. Their sliders open, but none of their pop-out door windows open. So I have 2 doors here, the cargo doors or barn doors, both those windows open. I have the 2 cargo or barn doors in the back, and both of those windows open. So every window in my van does open, so I can get a little bit of a cross breeze. It's a little more difficult on the sides because obviously I have curtains that go all the way to the floor. So if I do that, I would have to cinch the curtains in the middle or something so that air can come through, because the curtains would be blocking any airflow. But I've done that. I got this van in June, so I did do that when the weather was warm. And yeah, it's doable for me. I again always say I can tolerate heat more than I can cold. I can cool off. I will go take my chair and go sit in the shade of a tree, or the shade of my van, whatever side of my van is, got a shadow. I'll sit there in the shade with my feet up and a cold drink and be fine. I can cool off. I cannot warm up. Once I'm cold, forget it. I'm cold. My joints hurt. My joint condition makes it such that cold is way more intolerable than heat. So I don't do cold very well at all. Maggie says no problem going into California. Okay. No enforcement of 14-day. Great. Awesome. I figured they wouldn't be enforcing it because where are you going to make people go? Like legit, it's so crowded right now. So I figured that would probably not happen. So Florida and Colorado are making people sign travel plans. Okay, that probably will increase to more people, probably. Good morning, Char of the Heart. Hey, Estella. Happy Nomads, RNS. Hello, Crystal. Hope you are well. If the stay-at-home order or shelter-in-place is still recommended in August, September, will you still start your trek to the west? Yes, as long as they don't ban traveling. Yes, I don't care if the stay-at-home order is still, because technically I am staying at home. Driving my van across the country is me staying at home. I live in my van, so technically I'm not breaking the order. I legit don't have any other address, so yes, I am going. September 1st is the latest I'll be here. I would like to leave earlier than that, but I also don't want to leave in the summer because I don't really know. I don't really know like Colorado. I don't really know Oregon, and I don't really know Washington State that well. And those are places that I would probably be going for hot weather. Just because you can go up in higher elevation. I know Arizona has some higher elevation places too, but I don't know those well yet. So I would like to wait till September 1st when I know the weather is going to start to gradually cool off and make my way out there. I've been out there in September, October, all the way through May. That's my norm. So I'd rather stick to my norm, get out there, go to Havasu, go to Ehrenberg, go to those places I mentioned and be in my element, and then meet up with other people who are used to hanging out on the West Coast in the summer. Because remember, guys, this will be my first time. The following summer will be my first time being out west for summer, because normally I come back east for spring and summer and do fall and winter on the west. So I'll be doing a year round out there. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes in the end of 2020 and beginning of 2021. So we'll see. Can you travel in a car or SUV and use BLM land? Yes, you can live in a tent on BLM land. I've seen it. So yes, if you have a car or an SUV and you're a tent camper or you live out of your car or SUV, yes you can. It does not matter what kind of vehicle um you're in. I think I did it all the way. Yeah, you definitely have to hit more of the foresty areas when the weather gets hotter because you want some of that coverage. You don't want to be completely enclosed in forest because if you're like me and you have solar, you depend on the sun. So you want to make sure you have some sunny spots during the day that you can get your solar to power everything or what have you. I am considering getting me a flexible solar panel. I did find one on eBay, and I'm going to put some of those extreme, huge, heavy duty magnets on the back because the flexible panels have 4 grommet holes, one on each corner, and I can drill one of the really big, huge, heavy duty magnets to each corner. And that way I can either slap it on the side of my van or the back of my van, wherever the sun is coming from. I can just magnet it to my van to get that extra sun. Because sometimes you're not going to have sun directly over you, depends on where you're parked. Also, I can take that same flexible panel and just make a very lightweight aluminum frame for it and put it out in the sun as well. So I don't think I'm going to mount another panel on the top of my van. I think I'm just going to go ahead and do the flexible panel because I know when I am in those areas where I do have the coverage for shade in the summer, I'm going to need a panel that I can put out somewhere. And I think a flexible one is the best for me to do. So, okay. I think that's it. I think I hit all the questions. If you had a question and I missed it, please type it up now because I'm at the bottom of the chat now. So type it again for me. Make sure you put a nice couple emojis beforehand. Do it in all caps so it kind of draws my attention. And I forgot to put the my tea's been sitting here. Let me put the agave in my tea real quick. So thanks to Miss K, I've been drinking this nasty dandelion tea. This is my 5th day, Miss K, and I know you're on here. I think you're still on here. Not revealing who you are, but I'm drinking this nasty dandelion tea. It tastes like dirt. I know it's good for me. I know it's a detox tea, but it tastes like dirt. I have to put the agave in it. I'm using this one. I couldn't find my regular one that I had before, but this one I'm using from Trader Joe's. I couldn't find the other one. I think the other one was from Aldi, and I thought it was from Trader Joe's. This was okay. It's not bad. Organic raw blue agave sweetener. It's not bad. It is quite sweet. The darker is sweeter, so I don't use as much, but I am definitely. Courtney says, I saw a video where a woman mounted her panels on her van doors on the inside. I did see that video as well. I would never do that because I'm not going to leave my doors on the inside open like that. Most likely. Yeah, especially not in the back. I wouldn't do that. So Maggie has a couple flexible panels. Maggie is like the queen of solar. She is like, I don't know what you're running in your van, Maggie, but you have more solar probably than you have enough to power your van and mine. I don't know, you're obsessed with solar. I'm just saying. Uh 2 happy nomads. We will be leaving going west around that time too. We have a 17-foot travel trailer. Maybe we can stay in touch. We will be leaving from Georgia going Highway 40. Hey, that's exactly what we're doing. We're leaving from North Carolina going Highway 40 all the way. If you want to meet up, that's fine. I don't mind adding people to the caravan. It's all good. Definitely email me because I'm not going to remember any of that. But bye, Tammy. Gwendolyn asked about birthday wish lists. Oh, so I have an Amazon wish list. It is in the description box of the video. It should be. I'll double check and make sure this video has the right description information in it. But there is an Amazon wish list. That's probably the best thing to do if you want to buy me a birthday present next month. Because yeah, that's probably the best thing to do. Courtney wants to learn more about solar. Yes. Solar is not as difficult as it seems. It honestly isn't. It's not as intimidating as some of the mansplainers make it. Their brains just work differently than ours do, women, and so don't be discouraged when you look at their videos and you think I don't understand any of this. It's because of the way they speak. It's man language is not the same. It's really not difficult. Honestly, if I can learn it, and I'm really not all that technical, if I can learn it, you can learn it. You just need the right person to explain it to you. That's all. It's really not that difficult. Um, I don't know if someone's asking me or asking Maggie how much solar they have. I only have a 100-watt panel. I would love to have another 100-watt panel, a flexible one. I thought I was going to put another 100 rigid on the top and then get a flexible 100-watt as well so I could have 300. I think ultimately that would be the max I would need is 300 watts. But I think right now I'm going to get the flexible one and I'll worry about getting another rigid one later because I feel like I need to be able to put something in the sun and move it around me more so than sticking something else on top. I do need to get another battery. I just found out that I do have room under my hood for a second battery because there's a diesel version of the van and the space is there for a second battery. So there's an upcoming video. Well, I haven't really filmed it yet. Well, I haven't finished filming it. I filmed half of it, but there's an upcoming video, probably not for another week or so, about I just went to the pick and pull and I did find a battery, what do you call it? Ah, the plate that you put the battery on, the I don't know what it's called. Anyway, I didn't have that. I have the space for it, but I didn't have the actual plate that you sit the battery on. So I do have room for a second battery under my hood. So I may be getting that with any extra money that shows up. I'll be getting another battery and putting it outside of the vehicle because I have the one here that's in my door. Um, Ultimately, I would love to have a 200 amp hour battery, just one. This is a 100. I got to get another 100. I just cannot afford a 200 one. They're like 300, 350 bucks. That doesn't make any sense. I could get so much more with that money. So I'm just going to get another 100 amp hour one and stick it under, and we'll just run the wiring, through the door and all that, and, make it look as neat as possible. But yeah, I'll connect the two batteries that way. And yeah, add that one flexible panel, and I should be good to go for now. Ultimately, I think I would like 300 watts though. But I don't know if you were talking to Maggie or not. So, Felicia wants to know about insulation. I haven't insulated a van ever, so I can't answer that question. That would definitely be something you'd have to research. There's so many van channels out there. Just Google van build insulation and watch it. I do not. I've never insulated any of the vehicles I've been in because I don't plan on being in any extreme cold like that. So that would be the only thing I would be insulating from is cold. I do know a few people who have wished they hadn't put as much insulation in their vehicles as they did because they are not, from what I'm understanding, it's holding in a lot of heat in the summer, and so they're still extremely hot. So you may or may not want to do so much insulation. I don't know. Courtney says, what would you recommend for a small TV trailer? What is a TV trailer? A small TV in a trailer? You have to check and see on the back, every device that's electric, either on the plug or on the back of the actual thing, it tells you how many watts it needs. So you need to check all of your things you're going to be running, what the wattage is. The biggest draw thing that I have is my fridge, but it's a 12-volt fridge, so it's meant to run on 12 volts, so it doesn't kill my battery. It's the biggest thing that I have. Everything else is just a cell phone and a tablet, which we all know that takes nothing. And then my USB lights, once they're charged, they come off of the power. So once they're charged, they're good to go. This is a little USB light that Miss V gave me way back last year. I love this thing. It's got a magnet on the bottom. My hook broke off. It had a hook on the bottom that you could hang it, but my hook broke off. But yeah, I love this thing. It's quite bright, and that's the only light that I'm using right now. I wish it lasted a little longer. The charge does not last as long as I would like, but ooh, that is blinding. Jeez Louise. I do have one of those circle light rings that you use for it comes on a stand and it's made for videoing, but I don't use it on the stand. The stand is up in the attic. I don't even use the stand at all. I just have the ring itself hanging up here on the bar, and I just plug it in when I need it. That's what I use at night when I'm doing a video at night. That's what I use because it's much, much, much brighter. So yeah, just but that doesn't have a rechargeable battery. I wish it did. It has a USB cord, a really long cord. So I usually plug it up to the front cigarette lighter port and use it that way. I don't have a lot of high draw items, so you got to double check. Now, obviously, you're not going to run all of your electronics at one time, but you do want to know what your total wattage is that you're, putting out. So you want to know how much to bring in. Mail address, P.O. Box. So I do have a mailing address. A friend in Virginia is allowing me to use their mailbox, and they are then sending me my mail because I do not want to give out the personal address of where I'm staying. That just does not make sense because there are some crazy people out there. So the box address should be down below as well if you want to send me snail mail. I do ask that you let me know when you're sending me something because this PO box is not checked regularly, so stuff could be sitting there for a week or more before that person goes and checks their box. And they have a life too, so I'm not going to have them running to the box constantly. So um, let me know if you're going to snail mail me something so I can let them know that something's going to be coming. Once you get a tracking number for it and you have the estimated date, let me know and I can just let them know as well. They've been trying to, they've been waiting to get a few things at once and then send it to me instead of doing each individual thing. Joyce wants to know, where do you get a smaller panel and how is it converted to use with your electrical devices? Oh, this is going to end up being a solar. This information is out there, guys. Bob Wells has great videos about it. Even though I don't really like his attitude, Will Prost has very good videos. It's probably, there's nothing I can get into details with here because I don't have anything to show you. But I don't know how small of a panel you're looking for. Are you talking about a 50 watt? I mean, eBay has panels. I mean, 100 watt is probably the smallest I would go. If all you have is a cell phone and a tablet and a few lights, 100 watts is good. 100 watt panel, get you a 100 amp hour battery, get your inverter, everything. I actually have a video where I did my setup and showed you step by step. It's 2 videos. It's me mounting the panel and it's me doing all the wiring and doing the basic setup. And I did it all for about less than $400 for the whole. I think it was actually like 340 something total. It's a 100 kit from Renogy, 100 watt kit from Renogy. I bought 2 small batteries, which they're not a lot. It's 70 amp hours, but if you don't have a whole lot, drawing out, then you should be fine with 70 amp hours instead of a 100 amp hour battery. But yeah, it's doable. It's easy. Check for the videos. So yeah, I think in that video, though, I only had 1 battery at the time, but I did show you how I added an additional battery to it because it ended up that 1 battery was 35 amp hours, just was not quite enough. So I bought another one, and they were cheap batteries. I think they were like $60 each. It's all I had at the time, money-wise, so yeah. Char wants to know, is agave a desert plant with sweetness? You know what? I don't know if agave is a desert plant. This says normally reserved for crafting fine tequila. Here, the blue agave plant is used to make Trader Joe's organic raw blue agave sweetener, an organic natural sweetener, full flavored and richly sweet. It is terrific sweetener for drinks, baked goods, anywhere you would use sugar. And the ingredients are agave, organic agave nectar. That's it. It only has 1 ingredient. So I don't know. It is a plant, but I don't know if that is, yeah, if it's a desert plant, I don't know. Good morning, Rebecca. Da, 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 da. Homer says he has to put have to put new generator in RV. You already did that though, right, Uncle Homer? Because Aunt Catherine sent me pictures of you. Well, not you, but of the new generator. Clarity says yes, agave is from a cactus. There you go. Hey, trust in your process. Um, Teresa says, please check your P.O. box. I sent you a card for Easter. I will let my friend know that something's coming. Thank you. All right, it's almost been an hour. Wow, that was quick, actually. I feel like it's warming up in here. I don't know if it's because I'm drinking hot tea, but I'm going to turn my heat off because I don't want to waste all of my propane. So let me slide you guys back for a sec because I have to take this metal top off. So many of you are concerned about me with my heat. Someone sent me a I have a video coming for that too, but someone sent me a carbon monoxide detector off my wish list. Let me turn the propane off as well, so hold on, bear with me for a second. Getting up close and personal. There. Okay, propane tank is turned off, heat is turned off. Don't want to waste that. I'd rather have heat at night when I'm sleeping, not when I'm up and about and moving around. It's not necessary. That will cool off shortly. The warm tea will keep me warm. It is very sunny out. It looks like the wind has died down. We've had so much wind the last few days. It's been ridiculously chilly. Oh, that's what he's talking about. Okay. Someone says it's freezing. Oh, it's trusting. It's freezing in Georgia. Are you a strict vegetarian? I'm not a vegetarian at all. If we want to get technical in terms, I would probably be more closely pescatarian. I've talked about this before. However, I do not eat dairy, and I probably have an egg once or twice a year now. You know, if I go to IHOP and get crepes, but I don't eat like scrambled eggs anymore or anything like that. Like I don't buy eggs. I don't boil eggs. I used to love boiled eggs, deviled eggs, love deviled eggs, but yeah, I don't do any eggs anymore. Maybe once or twice a year. But yeah, and pretty much no dairy. Like I have almond milk because I do love the Trader Joe's Honey Nut Cheerios, their version, and I put craisins in it. And so I do drink almond milk when I have my cereal, but that's about it. And I hadn't had almond milk or cereal in a long time because I didn't have a fridge for a while, so I wasn't buying almond milk because I wasn't able to find the small little like lunchbox almond milks. I could only find the bigger ones, and so I was like, it's gonna waste without a refrigerator. Now that I have a refrigerator, I'm buying the slimmer ones, this size. Here, I'll show you. I'm buying this size, and this lasts me forever because I don't eat that much cereal. It's not like I'm eating cereal every day, just when I get a taste for it. And you're supposed to, I think, drink this in 7 days once you open it. So once I open it, I tend to try and eat it all, but there are times that I have to let it go because I haven't drank it and I don't want to get sick. I don't think I would get sick if I drank it 10 days later, but I just don't want to chance it so much. But yeah, I guess if you want to, so Felicia, this is not a propane heater in the sense of what you're thinking. I just did a recent video on my heating setup. Pretty much all you guys' questions are answered in my videos. Just type in my name in the subject and you'll probably find a video that I did on it. But this is my version of a propane heater. It's not safe. I will preface this with that. It is not safe at all. I don't recommend everybody do it. I don't recommend anybody do it. I'm just sharing what I do. So I had a lot of people, this is not safe. Just buy a Wave 3. That's easier said than done. First of all, are you volunteering to buy me the Wave 3? If so, I will gladly accept. Second of all, where do I put the Wave 3 when it's no longer winter? Huh? Exactly. So, this is my version of a propane heater. Again, not safe at all. But I've done some version of this for the last 5 years and almost 5 years. And I'm still here. So I'm okay. Thank you, Judy. Someone else is talking about I did share two people that I recommend for solar. That was Bob Wells and also Will Prouse or Prouse. I'm not sure how you pronounce his name. He's a little bit arrogant. He's a little bit annoying, but he's very knowledgeable, and he does have videos for beginner solar or easy solar and stuff like that. You don't necessarily have to use exactly what he's using. You can probably find cheaper versions of the things that he uses, but he does have some videos that, you know, he's just not feeling his personality. Let's put it that way. I personally don't like the Mr. Heater or Buddy heaters. There's no real way to control them. It's high or low, and sometimes low is way too much. So you're turning it off and on, off and on, off and on, off and on, off and on constantly because it warms up the van real quick, and then you're hot and sweaty, and then you turn it off, and then you get cold again. And I don't like that. I like my heat to run all night while I'm sleeping without disturbing my sleep. I do not want to be getting up out of my bed to turn heat on and off, on and off, on and off. So what I use allows me to turn it down to the most teeniest, tiniest, lowest possible setting so that it keeps the chill knocked off all night long. So that's just me personally. Maggie is saying he is so cute. Who will Prouse? I don't think he's cute. I guess it's because I'm looking at the inside ugly. I don't think he's cute. He had one particular video, and it was a while back, probably almost a year ago, and that's the one that really rubbed me the wrong way. And he was basically bad-mouthing van dwellers, and I believe it was a live video, honestly. I don't remember. I can't even give you a link, can't even give you a title, don't know. But I watched that, and I was just like, you arrogant ass. You live in an RV and you build these elaborate solar systems and sell them for money. So, but you're plugged into somebody's house or whatever. Like, I don't know. He just completely rubbed me the wrong way. The way he was talking about people who, one, he wasn't one of the community, and two, what does putting someone else down, does that make you better? Like, I don't understand. So you don't like van dwelling, it wouldn't be for you. Okay, that's fine, but why do you have to then put other people down that are doing it? People just out here trying to live their lives. My gosh, it ain't got to be that serious. Whatever. All right, I think that's it. This has been about an hour. I have to be mindful of the people who are watching this as a replay. And since it does not look like we have any more questions coming up, I guess it's a good place to end it. I will read this last one from Audrey. I gave my little buddy away. I have a generator that I run until I hook up my solar. I have a regular space heater that I run when I have to. Fortunately, I'm plugged in right now. Good. Okay. Thank you for everyone, the whole 109 of you that jumped on this morning and chatted with me or lurked and listened. If you don't mind, before you go, to hit that thumbs up, because I only have 63 thumbs up and there's 108 of you. Some of you already jumping off, but I appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching this video and all the others. Go back and binge watch. Go back and find the playlist on my solar for this van. Go back and find the playlist on the build of this van, the first original version of it, and check those out. Give yourself a little bit of ideas of things you can do budget friendly. Everything I do is budget friendly because, you know, I don't have a lot of money. So if you're kind of like me on a tight budget or funding this lifestyle on a shoestring budget, definitely check out some of the videos. Love you guys so much. Mwah. See you next time.